Hi Gandhi class, welcome to your fourth talk for writing lesson this week. Now thank you so much for all your feedback in our live session earlier. Some of you wanted me just to quickly go through relative and subordinate clauses again. So I'm going to do that quickly before we move on to our main lesson. So a relative clause adds further detail to a sentence by relating directly to the main clause, and it usually uses who, which, or that. For example, the cat, who is very old, fell asleep on the sofa. Now our main clause is the cat fell asleep on the sofa, and our relative clause is who is very old. Now to know where to add a relative clause in, you need to find the subject of the sentence. This is usually a noun, so a person, place, or thing. And in this sentence, our noun is cat. After you found your noun, you add in a comma, and it's really important that you do because that signifies the start of your relative clause. So you need to make sure that you have got that comma in. You then use who, which, or that. So in this sentence, we have used who. Then you write the rest of your relative clause. And again, you need to finish your relative clause off with a comma. And it's really important you do that because that shows very clearly that this is a relative clause. Then you just finish writing off your main clause, which is fell asleep on the sofa. So a subordinate clause cannot stand on its own, and it relies on our main clause in order for it to make sense. The subordinate clause does not give a new point, and the information given should be linked to your main clause. You also need to make sure that you use one of these subordinating conjunctions. And remember, I introduced the acronym to you, I saw a wubbup, and that's to help us remember which subordinating conjunctions we can use. So here we have our main clause, Rajan will play on the computer. And then after we've finished writing our main clause, we add in a subordinating conjunction. So here we have used after, and then we write the rest of the subordinate clause. So our new sentence is, Rajan will play on the computer after he has eaten his dinner. Okay, so our learning objective for this lesson today is, can I identify and use the correct tenses? So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at using the correct tenses, and there are three tenses: past tense, present tense, and future tense. And we are going to be focusing on just one of these in today's lesson. So before we begin, I want you to have a think about what a verb is. So what is a verb? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you got that. It's an action or doing word. For example, run, jump, skip, sing. And the way that I remember whether or not it is a verb is that if I can't do it, it's not a verb. If I can do it, it is a verb. Obviously, this doesn't work with all of them, but for the majority, if you can't do it, it's not a verb. And what are tenses? Pause the video to have a think. Tenses tell us when something took place, so it's when it happened. For example, I walked to the shops. This is written in past tense because it's already happened. I am walking to the shops is written in present tense because it's happening right now. I will walk to the shops is future tense because it's going to happen in the future. So here is our text map written out. So this is our script, and I want you to figure out what tense it's written in and how do you know? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you got that it's written in past tense. We know it's past tense because it's about something that has already happened. To work it out, you need to look at the verbs, the doing words, and see if they are written in past tense. If they are, they will usually end in ed. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. Okay, let's go back through the text map and underline the words that let us know that this is written in past tense. But before we do, I want you to have a go at writing down the words that you think show that it's in past tense. So pause the video to have a go. Okay, so our first one, the electric hairbrush was in fact a magnetic brush invented ending with ed, by Dr. George Scott. The electric hairbrush was made out of bristles and not electrical wires. It looked, again, it's got that ed, like an ordinary hairbrush, but was engraved with the inventor's name on the handle. The electric hairbrush was said to cure baldness and help people's hair thicken and grow. It didn't hurt to use the brush and it became very popular. Dr. George Scott stated that only one person could use the brush at a time. This meant more people bought the brush, with more than one in some households. The electric hairbrush was also said to cure headaches amongst many other diseases, and the oldest hairbrush is 230 years old. So all of those ones I have underlined show us that it was written in past tense. Now, we are going to be looking at writing in past tense, because when you write your non-chronological report about your invention that you're making in DT, you'll be writing your report in the past tense, as we're going to pretend that it was a Victorian invention. So, before we begin, let's play a game. Which sentence is written in past tense? Is it A or B? I walked in the park. I walk in the park. What do you think? Pause the video to have a go. Well done if you got that. It was A. Walked ends in ed. Your verb ends in ed, so it shows that A is in past tense. Next one. Which sentence is written in the past tense? A. He laughs at me, or B. He laughed at me. Pause the video to have a go. Well done if you got B. Laughed. Laugh is our verb. Adding the ed puts it into past tense. So well done if you got B. Okay, the next one. A, the iPad is touchscreen. B, the iPad was touchscreen, which is our past tense. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so this is a bit of a meaner one, but B is correct, and was is the what's telling us that this is past tense. Okay, we're going to make this a bit harder now. Now you need to choose the correct past tense. So we've got A, I runned to the shops, or B, I ran to the shops. Which do you think it might be? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you got B. Runned is not a word. I know it ends in ed, however, we do not use the word runned. It is ran. So well done if you got that. Okay, next one. A, I bought some sweets. B, I buyed some sweets. Which is correct? Pause the video to have a go. Well done if you got A. It is in fact bought. We don't say buyed. I know the present tense is buy, but we don't say buyed. It is bought. That is the past tense. Okay, A, I wrote a story, or B, I writed a story. Which one is correct? Pause the video to have a think. Well done if you got A. Wrote shows us this is the correct past tense. We don't say righted. That is wrong. Okay, your turn. I want you to pick an activity to complete. Now, please make sure this is the appropriate activity for you. So, activity 1. I want you to rewrite these sentences and choose the correct past tense verb. So is it yesterday I run or ran to the park? Yesterday I sat or sit on a tractor. Yesterday I held or hold a guinea pig. And then you've got a challenge. Yesterday the boy drawed or drew a picture. And yesterday my cat eated or ate a mouse. So you need to rewrite the sentences using the correct past tense verb. So you just pick one of these of the underlined. Pause the video here to do this activity. Okay, activity number 2. So you have got 2 to complete. You need to write out the sentence that's written in past tense here. So you've got 2 sentences to choose from, and you need to write the one that is correctly written in past tense. So you've got I run to the park, I ran to the park. He sits on the chair, he sat on his chair. She held a guinea pig, she holds a guinea pig, which is written in past tense. And then you need to choose which sentence is correct. The boy drawed a picture, the boy drew a picture, or my cat eated a mouse, or my cat ate a mouse. And you need to choose the one that is written correctly in past tense. Pause the video here if you are going to complete this activity. Okay, and the final activity. Write out the sentence that is written in the correct past tense. So you need to pick which one of these is written in the correct past tense and rewrite it out. And then your challenge is to change these sentences to the past tense. So you've got some Victorian children work in factories, and you've got to change this to past tense. So find the verb and then change it to past tense. Lucky children go to school, change that to past tense. And the electric hairbrush is very expensive. You need to change that to past tense. So please make sure you upload all of your work to Tapestry, and I will see you next time, Gandhi class. Bye.